This is a purchase from Swordier. Seems like they're one of the newer sword makers on the market. They're getting a lot of buzz right now, so I figured might as well buy one of them and see what it's like. A lot of people have been talking about the 18C, whether or not it's actually an 18C, if it's actually a copy of the Mercenary. I opted to go for a different one in case there are people out there that want to see something different. The box says fragile on it, so hopefully the swords are not that fragile, but it is coming from China. So this is a Chinese. The price of this sword was around $305 after taxes, and then it was an additional $50 for shipping. Should have expected this, a box inside a box. Here is the box. Ooh. Okay, wow. Let me say this. So based off of what I've seen from Swordier, the fact that you're getting a sword with pretty clean lines and you're getting a scabbard just blows my mind. Because when I was first getting into sword buying, this is like around the time Lord of the Rings was coming out. I think me and a whole bunch of young men were like, oh my gosh, swords are so cool now. Where do I get swords? And there were just no good, it was hard to find a good European sword, especially one on a budget. There are maybe 3 companies out there making European swords, and some of them are not that good. No, like I remember people were extolling the virtues of the Tinker Pierce longsword, which from what I saw, it seemed like total trash. And some of the nice ones like Albion, which by the way, Albion is still nice. I'm not trashing that, right? But you pay thousands of dollars for a sword and then you don't get a scabbard. And I'm just like, ugh, that's annoying. But wow. The fact that you're getting a sword here with a scabbard, and this scabbard looks really nice. There are probably people who pay hundreds of dollars just for a scabbard like this. I mean, of course, if you're paying hundreds of dollars for a scabbard, you want yours to be unique. And there's a whole bunch of people getting an exact copy of the same scabbard, but it still looks really good. Let me see the stitching on this real quick. Pretty good down here. It looks like they have this additional piece of leather that they put on. This piece of leather here is not super flush. I mean, it has a cool design on it, but yeah, the actual stitching on the scabbard itself for the leather onto the scabbard looks pretty good. These seem solid. I like these buckles. Sometimes the buckles you get are super thin. Sometimes you get buckles and you're like, oh man, I don't even know if I can actually wear this because the buckles are so small. It feels like the sword's just going to pull it out. How secure is this? This part here is not super secure, although I'm gonna have to play around with this a little bit, but yeah. Overall, big fan so far. Just, I do like this packaging. The fact that they have all this foam, the sword is secure, it's nice. This one does feel more like a hand-and-a-half sword. It looks more like a hand-and-a-half sword, which is why I wanted to go for that one. I like that there's some dimension to the grip. And the stitching overall looks good. From the side, I think this crossguard looks pretty interesting, but from this way, I think it might just be a little bit too thick. Wow, this really comes down to a thin point. This is what 12-year-old me wanted when I wanted to go look for European style swords, knightly swords that I could buy and then start using. And those just, they didn't exist. And so then United Cutlery, they started making swords that were basically just wall hangers, and that was the best most of us could do. Seems like this is pretty easy to use in one hand. Swordier is not known for having the most durable tips. And a lot of people who got the 18C version mentioned that their tips bent or snapped. This tip looks even thinner, and it does not look reinforced at all. So that seems to be the biggest gripe with Swordier right now, is that their tips are too fragile. And I suspect that's going to be the case for this one too. There's a little bit of oil on the blade, so it's kind of hard to tell how much rippling there is because I just took the plastic off, so the oil coat is uneven. How sharp is this? That's pretty sharp. Let's see how it fits into the scabbard. No real rattling. Snug fit. I have to give it a little bit of a yank to come out. Use it a little bit, it'll come out easier, I'm sure. Just putting it in, I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but just putting it in, there's a little bit of a ring. Now I kind of want to see. Well, off my initial impression, what is this sword competing against? This sword is in the same category as, like, as far as price range, things like Ronin Katana and Cold Steel and Windlass. If we're looking just based off of aesthetics and lines, I can see why a lot of people are talking about Swordier. I'm gonna have to do some test cutting with it, and then I'll post that and let you guys know how it goes. For the first one, I like to see just how many cuts I can get on a single bottle. And then on the second one, I like to see how easy it is to do a cut combination. So we'll try the cut combination on this one and see how it goes. Whew. Pretty good. Go for the thrust. Nice. Really interesting piece. Fan of the scabbard overall. A fan of the weight. A fan of the overall shape of the sword. The handle feels nice. No hot spots here that I can feel. Now, things that I'm a little worried about. The tip durability. And this crossguard just seems a little thick to me. But I know some people like thick crossguards. Overall, feels like a pretty solid choice. If you're looking for a nice hand and a half sword in the budget price range, this is definitely one I think you should consider.